What is going on, everyone? My name is Boyd, and I am joined with the fabulous ChronoJJ for another game of Age Mythology, the Titans action for the BGO, spawning on the top of the map in the red color. Playing as Hades, his name is CheekyRepeater. His opponent today in the blue color playing as Loki is Gaboo, 21. What do you got to say for yourself, Chrono?
Well, it's always a pleasure to be with you for these games. First thing I'm noticing, I'm not really sure why Cheeky would use his Sentinels right away at the 30-second mark.
That's a good observation. Potentially to help kill the zebra is the only thing I can think of.
That's weird. I'm not sure why he would do that. I'm excited.
Yeah, go on.
I'm excited about this matchup because I feel like this isn't a matchup you see very often. A Loki versus Hades. And it's kind of interesting because generally the Loki is kind of, his key to winning is kind of pretty heavy early aggression, which that's so hard to do against Hades because of the Sentinels and the buildings. But could potentially do like a gold star of like the second gold mine, maybe, depending. Wow, that's some nice gold mines for him though. The second one is like so close.
Yeah. I've been watching. I watched a couple of games at the top level of this matchup. So Hades versus Loki with Shelty and Green Sea Squash, and it actually looks fairly Loki favored on high hunt maps, but on a low hunt map like this, it's really hard for the Loki player to get to the heroic age and get any sort of good timing on that second gold mine with flaming weapons, which is kind of what they need to do. So Hades actually got probably the edge in this matchup on this specific map.
Yeah, I'd agree, and even as far as Oasis, this is some pretty low hunt. Just a three giraffe and 2 zebra.
And then there's even like some crazy ideas that Hades can do, such as like an Ares rush on a exposed gold mine with Toxotes and Cyclops. Super difficult for Loki to defend against that kind of thing, because if they're going standard and they go for like their Hersa, they build 2 temples. All they can build is those Hersa, and then they just wind up running into a bunch of Toxotes, and then the Cyclops just bash down their Watchtower Sentry Tower, which is guarding the gold mine, and they have no gold left.
Yeah, the one thing about Toxotes though is that once the Loki get the Hall of Thanes upgrade, the Toxotes can't actually hit them until the Herseer stops. So if they're out in the open, the Toxotes can get surrounded and smashed. But
that's why
I doubt we'd see that here.
Yeah, that's why it's an Ares rush, so you get them before the Hall of Thanes. But yeah, it's probably not going to happen, because I think if we look at CheekyRepeater's line of sight, he hasn't even checked out his opponent's base, so he's got no idea where the gold mine is and where to forward build or anything like that, and it's looking like it's a little bit of a late advance time as well.
Yeah. Yeah, Cheeky's really going. He's got those berries. It's just 4 berries though. So he has some hyena, giraffe, and berries that kind of all spawn on top of each other, which is nice, but it's not a lot of food. And very important to look at like the goat counts here.
Yeah.
Like how many each player has.
Yeah, I think it's standard for every Norse god to go double Ulfsark on this map, just so you can acquire as many goat as you possibly can, and you send your first Ulfsark to scout your enemy base, get the spy down, and start working your way backwards, so you can get as many goats over your opponent. Yeah. And generally speaking, if you do that, you're going to wind up with like somewhere between 10 and 12 to your opponent's like 4, but that's not what Gaboo did this game.
Yeah, he only made 1, and we've got... Right now it's 7 goats to 6. I think there should be still a couple more goats on the map somewhere. There's 1.
Yeah, there's one near the Ship of the Fingernails relic.
I think that's the only one.
Oh, we saw CheekyRepeater get Kothesh of Horus. That's actually huge. One of the things that Hades does struggle against is mass myth units, and this is going to help out so much.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's really the only other way on a low hunt map is to manage to get a ton of myth units out. And yeah, that is so good. That relic against Loki.
Yeah, we've seen,
wow, Gaboo really walked a long way just for one zebra. Wow.
See the hunt, take the hunt.
One zebra.
Got that longhouse coming up just about the 5:30 minute mark. Got the Hersa pumping out. I like that he went one longhouse instead of the double temple. And we've also got Athena's come through, Chiron coming out. No fast second town center, no military buildings for CheekyRepeater yet. Just playing a little bit defensive, got his walls up. He's not going to be able to get touched here, so it's going to be nice for him to get the stuff going.
I don't know what his Vills are doing up in the top right, CheekyRepeater. They've been idle for a while. There they go.
Yeah. Unlucky.
Well, I don't know if it was bad luck or just not telling him to do anything. I guess if that's what you want to call it, I can use that as my excuse in all my games. Very unlucky.
I like it. I like it. Oh, we've got the Hersa fighting the Minotaur, and CheekyRepeater just reacting to that exceptionally late there and loses the Minotaur. That's a gigantic amount of favor for Gaboo as well. Gets the early 10 favor. He's going to be able to get out Hall of Fames super fast. But we do have an interesting choice from CheekyRepeater going Military Academy Archery Range here. I think I'd prefer to see something a little bit less food, so going for the stables and an archery range instead. But the hoplite are okay. It's not like it's a bad choice. So
I don't see the point to do them, and you're not Zeus though.
Yeah, it does mean that you are prepared to start making Hypaspis straight away when you advance to the heroic age. But you can just throw down the military academy as you're advancing to the heroic age, and you're fine there.
What is it, 110 wood?
100 wood, yeah.
That much. 100 wood. Yeah, it might as well just do a stable. I don't know if maybe he's worried about getting like gold blocked on the second gold mine and he wants more units. I don't know, but yeah, I'd say the hoplite a little bit unusual.
Yeah, and Gaboo's, well, it's not like both players are playing perfectly. Looks like Gaboo's forgot to to change his gather point from his town center off the gold mine. You only want to build either 9 or 10 dwarves to gold straight away with Loki, and then you build your dwarves or gatherers onto goats here, as we're seeing Spy come down onto the wood villages of all things. And
he's got almost 600 gold in the bank and nothing else.
Yeah, it's going to be
some wood, I guess.
It's going to be a big issue. He could just take those dwarves off gold and chuck them onto chicken at this point. Probably be a better use of their time.
Chickens or goats. Did he have?
Second town center for Gaboo coming up. It's got spotted by a CheekyRepeater here, so he knows what's going on. What's his response?
Well, you know that Gaboo won't be doing any sort of fast heroic here. And yes, I was going to say, I hope he kills the baboons, and he is. Get a little free favor up there.
Yeah, get the free favor, stop the food from being gathered there. These animals, what's their decay rate? I don't know what their decay rate is, but it's like maybe 1 food every 2 or 3 seconds. So if you kill them, a couple of minutes goes by and that's all of the food they're gone.
He leaves 3 behind. Pity on the remaining ones.
He's been kind. We're seeing that second town center from CheekyRepeater. I was going to say I would like to see CheekyRepeater just go straight to the heroic age and start building a Hypaspis instead of the second town center. But this town center sort of secures his second gold mine, so maybe it's a decent idea.
I'm assuming he did that because he saw that Gaboo. I guess it's not built yet, so he doesn't even know that.
No, he had a scout on it, so he did see it coming down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. So that's why he did it, is because he knew that Gaboo wasn't going to be heroic anytime soon. These are some crazy walls by Repeater up here. Look at them.
Yeah, I feel like it would be less wood to just build one straight to the edge there instead of all these other. Sorry, not wood, less gold, because every little wall you have here is 3 gold, right? And if you have a
Yeah.
one long wooden wall, I think that's. Oh no, that's 15 gold. I take it all back. Maybe it's fine. Wait, how much is this
I
one?
think
Oh, they're all
I
different.
think what he's trying to do is so that they don't actually like connect, so that they don't, because walls are kind of weird where they'll like share damage that they get receive.
Yeah.
So I think he's trying to like avoid that, but it's still I don't know, some engineering is left to be desired there. A little bit of fighting there, nothing too much.
I think Gaboo's just scouting at this point. He knows he can't really take on the 80s army until he hits Heroic Age, so just looking to get some free damage in. Does get a nice troll spawn on that on the edge of CheekyRepeater's base there to force that Toxote back, and he's gonna look to attack the temple in the house, but this is just a little bit of chip damage, trying to get some favor income. CheekyRepeater's playing very defensive, so it's gonna be fine for him here.
Got a Pegasus over the other settlement. Gaboo's got 1,350 gold right now.
Yeah.
And 600 food.
Yeah, like I said, once you have 10 villages or 10 dwarves on gold, only having 2 military buildings producing units, you do not need any more. Otherwise, you just start stockpiling. So you 10 dwarves on gold, you can build 1 dwarf every rotation, and 2 Hersa every rotation, and you're like gonna slowly get more gold, enough to advance to the Heroic Age. But yeah. Sometimes people get committed to just gathering gold with the dwarves because they're efficient at that, but you don't need to do that until you're in the Heroic Age when you can actually spend the gold.
Oh, Gaboo missed a chance to surround Chiron and kill him.
That would have been really nice.
Yeah, I mean that's Chiron isn't cheap. I mean 200 wood. It's not that cheap.
Yeah, exactly. And we've got Gaboo going through Bragi now. CheekyRepeater going through Apollo. So CheekyRepeater can actually play pretty aggressive and use that Apollo defensively to run away from a flaming weapons, or offensively to force a defensive flaming weapons. Obviously, that's a possibility. He's also got Restoration, which doesn't straight up beat flaming weapons, but if he gets out enough for pacifists, he'll be able to efficiently fight against this army that is Gaboo here.
I don't know if Cheeky might just stay. Oh, I don't know if he would just stay 2 town centers and go up with like an earthquake.
Well, yeah,
I don't know.
Oh, he's going straight for this attack though. This is actually good timing because Bragi's not in yet. He's still got Restoration. Oh, they're throwing Axeman targeting the Pegasus instead of the army there. And Gaboo's running away from his bases, so CheekyRepeater can just chase this down, but maybe this is the distraction that Gaboo wants. He can now come in and get a nice surround on this army, and it's not going to be able to get out of there.
Depends how far away. You don't really want him to go too far away from the underworld.
Oh, maybe Gaboo's trying to get Mythic Age here. He's got a lot of resources in the bank he can trade around. He hasn't thrown his mark down.
Okay, I think he's gonna go at the underworld and try to kill it right now, without having to use flaming weapons.
Yeah, if he kills off the underworld, there's no retreat path for these Hades units. Some decent micro from Gaboo as well, pulling back those Toxotes.
Yeah.
And here is the Restoration. It means the Hades units basically do no damage. Still no flaming weapons, but now CheekyRepeater says, time to get out of here. Does not force the flaming weapons.
Yeah, that did not go well for Cheeky in the end.
Oh, but he's got a Manticore on the gold mine. That's a little bit cheeky.
It sure is cheeky. Does Gaboo notice? He does. Okay, now he does. Now he's just gonna go right back to the underworld.
Yeah, that's a dead Manticore now.
Got some value out of that underworld, but not a Not a ton.
Oh, I think he actually got more than you'd think because it was a huge distraction. Now he's going Artemis, so he's going to have a gigantic earthquake onto Gaboo, who is not going through hell here. He's going his third town center, which is probably not the best option because once you get Nidhogg out, it's kind of lights out for the Greek army until you can sacrifice enough Toxotes into it because they've got only one ranged hero unit there.
Yeah, does have that relic. Don't forget.
That's true. He does have that relic, so Chiron's going to be doing like plus. I don't even know how much damage it would be. I don't know how the relic stacks.
You probably will use Underworld, or not Underworld, Earthquake right on that main town center. That would level pretty much everything there. Houses, temple, and town center.
Oh, he's been cheeky. He's been.
Wait,
Gaboo's,
changed.
yeah, Gaboo's putting his going through hell on his the most recent town center, the one that's probably not going to get earthquake. So even if CheekyRepeater gets the earthquake down the main town center and kills that town center, which he probably will.
He changed.
Yeah, we're still going to see.
He switched to Hephaestus.
Oh, did he? Oh,
He did.
I kind of like that. I think this is a better option.
I don't know. I think Earthquake would get. It's hard to say.
It is, but he does need to get out the armory, and the units are moving in now. We're going to see Flaming Weapons and Nidhogg to take down this Greek army, and it's actually looking really bad for CheekyRepeater if this fight goes well for Gaboo here.
Yeah, it's because the problem with Hephaestus is that it's such a. Your power spike is like 2 minutes after when you start getting all your armory technologies.
And here the Flaming Weapons comes in 16 minutes and 15 seconds into the game, but Cheeky does have a nice retreat path behind that wall that he's got set up. Gets the Colossus spawn for free. Plenty Vault comes down. Battle Ball on the town center, but this is a Hades town center, so it's gonna be there for a while.
Yeah. What is it? An extra 700 hit points just for being Hades?
Oh, nice micro there, dragging those Toxotes back, and now the Hursa get on top of those Toxotes. Nidhogg comes in to burn the rest of these units alive. He does so much damage. And now,
This is a good fight for him.
yeah, now Gaboo's just gonna focus down this town center, and it's gonna be 4 town centers to 2 town centers. As soon as this goes
Yeah,
down.
the shades are in on the gold mine at the bottom.
Yeah, I feel like maybe Cheeky got a little bit unlucky there with Hades Shade spawns. He should have got a bunch more, but I think it's a bit random. I'm not sure how they spawn.
It is random.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cheeky, I mean, it's not over yet because the Flaming Weapons is kind of the huge Loki power spike, and if Cheeky can defend long enough to upgrade all of his Toxotes,
Yeah, he's got
he just
Perseus
has to
out
keep
as
that
well.
town center down.
Exactly, yeah. He's got Perseus as well, so these myth units are going to die very fast. The only issue is killing this Nidhogg, but the Nidhogg's just running over Tower Fire at this point. Cheeky needs to use spread formation as well on these Toxotes so that they take a little bit less damage from the Nidhogg. But still, Gaboo not using this Nidhogg very well at all. You don't want to be giving free damage from the town centers and the sentinels here. Just sit on top of this gold mine. It's going to be a difficult one for Cheeky.
Yeah, I feel like he would have gotten more value getting on the gold mine there, because that's rather than go all in on the town center, just attack the gold mine.
Yeah, well, he's on the gold mine
Because that's
now,
all-
but Khan's pushing him away. So
Yeah, I mean, just sit on it with the army instead of killing a town center.
yeah, that's
'Cause
true.
he lost a lot of his army and used flaming weapons just to kill a town center when you could gold block instead.
I mean, if he did go onto that gold mine, though, CheekyRepeater does have an escape path through walls down to that eastern gold mine, which would be a little bit difficult to get the army through. And if you just send Chiron after the Nidhogg, it's a little bit challenging there. But Cheeky's actually going to prevent this settlement from going up for Gaboo, and the Nidhogg's chilling in the corner. So I think CheekyRepeater's going to stabilize here.
There are these fire giants right in the middle of the map, though.
Yeah, but Perseus can just come over there and neutralize those one at a time if he gets on top of that fast enough. We'll see him chuck the town center straight back up as well. Fortress gets stopped though as the fire giants move in.
It does. Yeah. 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 The one bad thing is with Perseus is that not a lot of hit points.
Yeah, he can get picked up really fast. But Achilles is here as well to tank a bunch of damage.
No, Gaboo, he's losing his fire giant.
It's not what you want to see. Fire giants attacking Achilles. Perseus about to get that next special back up, and he's got it automatically targeting the high HP fire giant. He's walking away, gets turned to stone. That's not what you want to see. Gaboo's got only 12 favor with 2,200 gold in the bank. That's gotta hurt. Got that town center back up for CheekyRepeater, moving him into the gold line of Gaboo. I mean, he's got a lot of gold in the bank, so it doesn't really matter. Nidhogg goes down as well. That's a gigantic power unit gone for the rest of the game now for Gaboo. He's going to have to transition into like Jarl or like raiding cavalry somehow if he wants to continue fighting this this Hades army. And there's iron weapons and mail for CheekyRepeater, so that's just such a brutally strong army.
Yeah, man, Perseus ended up using his special on 3 fire giants. That hurts. And Gaboo has just no food right now. He's got 400 now, but he's getting like 1,300 gold, 2,500 wood, and then a couple hundred food.
When this happens, you have to swap those villagers off of wood onto farms. Loki's one of those gods who needs an interesting balance of resources. You need like 10 villagers max on wood, and there are like 40 or 45 villagers on food in order to afford the Hersa Jarl spam that you need to do to fight this army of CheekyRepeater. He's just not done that at all.
Oh, and I mean, Gaboo has a score lead, but that's just because he has so many resources in the bank. He's behind now.
Yeah, and as Norse, it doesn't matter how many resources in your bank you have if you've only got 4 or 5 military buildings, because your units build so slowly you just can't spend them. We've got the Colossus taking down this town center. Dwarves trying to pick him off. But
that's a lot of dwarves.
Yeah. Gaboo is actually sitting in full population here, so...
That's just because he has too many vills. Like, he has barely any army because he has so many vills.
Fallen victim to the auto queue yet again. Another reason for the proponent of no auto queue.
All those dwarves over there in that town center, you might as well just kill them all.
Yeah, just send them into the Toxotes and have them tank for his throwing Axeman.
Yes.
Yeah, this fight's not what you want to see. Gaboo should be getting out. Well, he's getting out Huskal, but should be getting out Jarl and Hersa at this point. It's just still not happening.
I don't know what these red villagers are doing right next to the town center.
Looking for some
side. Gaboo's holding.
Yeah, he's doing okay.
Gaboo's holding.
CheekyRepeater's
the problem is
economy is really bad at the moment, right? Like 14 villagers on food, 12 on wood, 21 on gold. That's like only 45 villagers or so. It's like short half of his villager population.
Yeah, and he hasn't forward built yet. Like all of his military is coming from his base. And that kind of hurts when you're trying to keep your attack up because of how long it takes. We got a couple Gastrofatis in with the special, what is it? I always forget the name of it.
Weapons
Burning
of the
Pitch?
Titans. Or Burning Pitch is...
No, I mean not Burning Pitch.
Yeah, Burning Pitch.
I forget. Whatever one makes them do more damage to buildings. That's what I mean.
Burning Pitch, you're correct. And there's also Weapons of the Titans, which gives extra pierce and crush damage. I do like Gastrophides against Loki because he can pick off Heliopoli pretty well, but if you have the Gastrophides in with your army, you can't really get through to the back, but they are getting sort of caught out here as they're chilling by themselves. But
Because Gaboo's still at a full top, but he just has like almost no army.
yeah, he's got the ox caravans auto queuing, and he just has so many villages. He's got Secrets of the Titans though. I'm not sure how he's ever going to be able to get this one up. Like, he doesn't have Ragnarok to get it up, so he has to use his infantry. So what's he going to do? Like, transfer all of his villages into Ulfsark or something?
I don't know. I mean, he could. I mean, he
Ulfsark Ragnarok.
might as well. I mean, otherwise, what are you gonna do? Build it with like three units? Like, I don't know why he's mining gold at this point when he has such a long. Well, he doesn't have the caravan upgrade yet, though.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts. We've got the Heliopoli rolling in now, and now the army of CheekyRepeater is looking pretty scary. Champion hoplites with full upgrades, except for the Pierce, only bronze Pierce, with some watchtowers trying to come down, but that's never going to get up in time. And then we can just see these infantry units just like walk onto the town center and not even care about the army of Gaboo here. It's just going to go down.
Because there is no army.
Yeah. There is architects and fortified town centers though, so it's going to be a long fight on this town center. But in the end, this army is just so strong.
And Gaboo only has the first line of attack and hack armor.
Oh yeah, only having copper upgrades against iron upgrades. It's like, what do you think's gonna happen? We've got the fortress coming up as well as CheekyRepeater is gonna be commanding this position here. And once that fortress is up, this is basically his location on the map because Gaboo has like only one hill fort, so no baluster and can be able to come out.
Yeah. I mean, this town center is living forever, but there's just no army to defend.
Yeah, now we're seeing the issue that was arising with only having a small amount of military buildings. Once you lose your pop from fighting, they just don't come back fast enough.
Yeah, because now he's all the way about 110 pop right now.
Yeah. And CheekyRepeater's on full pop as well, so he's also got his own Titan Gate coming down. Even if Gaboo gets his Titan out, CheekyRepeater's going to get his out, so no issues there.
Because building his Titan Gate with one Ulfsark. Well, here comes some more.
That 26,
hey, here's the fire giant.
Yeah, one fire giant comes out to be instantly picked off just by the human units. As you continue in the game, when you get your armory upgrades, myth units stop being that effective because myth units aren't affected by armory upgrades. So the more armory upgrades your human units have, the less powerful your myth units are. So mass myth units stops being a problem once you get all your armory upgrades out. We've got the Heliopoli moving in. We're starting to take down these houses and make it even harder for Gaboo to do anything. Town center's going to be the next target.
This was a game that Gaboo could have won.
Yeah, the game that got away.
Yeah. And I would say, you know, to be able to win as Loki on Oasis would be a pretty good thing to be able to do, and just to lose it like that when he was so close.
Yeah, and now we've got CheekyRepeater finding the market, chucking up his walls. He's got the Gastrophides over there on the market just to add insult to injury. He's not even concerned about this Titan Gate. It's going up pretty fast, but like Cheeky's Titan Gate is going up faster, and Gaboo does decide to tap out there. So G, well played by CheekyRepeater, managing to hang on by the skin of his teeth.
Yeah, Gaboo just wasn't able to do quite enough damage with that flaming weapon. I mean, he didn't really kill very many Vills, so like he didn't get a big economic lead from that. And he could have, if he would have forward built, and he could have maybe got control of that area there. But he never forward built.
Yeah.
And just was never. He just couldn't. And then his fire giants were spawning all the way down at the bottom of the map, and then they all died.
Yeah. If he didn't sacrifice his 4 fire giants to an Achilles, and he actually had an army there, I feel like at that point, it was really difficult for Cheeky to push into him, and then that would have been where the gold starve comes. But instead of utilizing those in combination with an army, he just couldn't do anything with them. And once he lost that advantage, it was how long can I survive? More so than anything else.
I mean, just think of those fire giants were coming from a forward temple at that town center. He might have held that position.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But
good,
it was not to be, was
Greg
it?
In the, Greg in the chat says good to see some Hades love. I think you're going to see some Hades love in this tournament going on to the next few rounds. I think you'll see some players picking Hades a little bit more than what we've seen in the past. And Heraturikoka says, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too. Yeah, Gaboo was all the way up to 116 civilian units. I think he thought he was like cosplaying as Egyptian or something.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
All right.
You don't need that many resources to play Norse. I mean, you just need military buildings.
Or at least, forward build or something.
Yeah.